Thank you very much. Thank you. This is a wonderful turnout, and I thank all of you for being here today. We have some serious business to go over. It's like, the future of the world. Other than that, it's not too important. I'm here for a couple of reasons. Number one, I am requesting that you do everything you can in the next several weeks to make certain that Donald Trump does not become President of the United States. And obviously, I am here to see that you do everything that you can to make sure that Hillary Clinton does become President of the United States. This country faces enormous problems, and I wish that I could tell you that my generation has left this world in a better place than your generation, but that's not the truth. There are enormous problems out there, and the only way that we are going to address those problems is when we stand together as one people. Now, I have many, many disagreements with Mr. Trump on many issues. I'm going to go over them. But most importantly, for those of you who know American history, who know the struggles that we have undertaken as a nation from literally before this country was founded, when the first settlers came here and did terrible things to Native Americans. And all of you are aware of the abomination of slavery and the struggle of women for equality and the struggle for gay rights. All of these struggles took place to try to make America a less discriminatory society. To do what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, and I'm paraphrasing him, when he said, we judge people not by the color of their skin, by where they came from, or their gender, or their sexual orientation. We judge them by their character, who they are as human beings. And what is most upsetting to me in this campaign is that after all of that struggle to try to break down discrimination, we have a candidate for president who is in fact trying to do exactly the opposite, to divide us up. And that is not what we can allow to happen. Now, you have heard a lot about the horrific attitude that Mr. Trump has toward women, his objectification of women, his insults to women, and more. And in fact, some of the words that he has used to describe women, I got it here, I can't even use them because they are embarrassing to me and because my wife would kill me. Right? But that clearly, we can respect people who have different points of view. That's called democracy. But you cannot elect, we cannot elect somebody as President of the United States, not only who disparages women, but who has racist attitudes. I want all of you to know, but some of you may not, is that before Mr. Trump announced his candidacy for president, he was a leader in the so-called birther movement. Now, you know what the birther movement was? What the birther movement was a racist attempt to suggest that Barack Obama was not born in the United States. And it was an attempt to delegitimize the presidency of the first African American ever to become our president. That's what Trump was about. And I don't have to tell you about his insults to our Latino brothers and sisters, calling Mexicans rapists or criminals, or his attack on the Muslim religion and trying to say that Muslims, in a totally unconstitutional way, could not come into our country. That is not somebody who is fit to become president. But I want to go beyond that today. I want to go beyond that because while the media thinks otherwise, this campaign is not really about Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. It's not about Trump or Clinton. Do you know what this campaign is ultimately about? It's about you. If Trump loses, he will do just fine. And if Hillary loses, she will do just fine. The question is, what about the middle class in this country? What about working families in this country? What about young people in this country? What about the children in this country? So what we have got to do, and we don't do it enough as a nation. Now I know you're big football fans here, but this is not like a football game. Politics is not somebody winning and somebody losing. It's about what happens to 320 million Americans. And it's obligatory for us to take a hard look at the major issues facing our people and determine which candidate is the better candidate. So let me just take them off. All right, in my view, the major crisis that we face today is the very serious movement in this country to oligarchy. You all know what that means, oligarchy? This country was based, and God knows we had to overcome so many obstacles in the way. This country was kind of based on the fact that as a democratic society, all of us are equal. You get a vote, and you get a vote, and everybody has equal opportunity. Now, the truth is, our history is not really, did not allow that to happen, but that's at least what we believe, that all of us are equal. Well, this is what's going on right now. Today, we have a campaign finance system which is undermining American democracy. What does that mean? It means that instead of the American people equally having one person, one vote, several trends are taking place which are very frightening. Number one, as a result of this disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision, billionaires like the Koch brothers and Sheldon Adelson and others, a handful of people with hundreds of billions of dollars between them, have determined that owning our economy is not good enough. They now want to own the United States government. And what we are seeing is in state after state after state, these billionaires pouring in huge amounts of money to elect senators and congressmen. That is not democracy. That is oligarchy. I spoke to Secretary Clinton a couple of weeks ago. We were in New Hampshire together, and she told me to tell you that within the first 100 days of her administration, she would bring forth a constitutional amendment to overturn Citizens United. And second of all, what she also has said publicly is that she will not nominate anybody to the United States Supreme Court unless that nominee is clear that he or she will vote to overturn Citizens United. Now, why is that important? Now, by the way, Mr. Trump has said that he's going to appoint another conservative to the Supreme Court, which means that Citizens United will remain intact. Now, why is that issue enormously important? I know that many of you are concerned about education, and you're concerned about climate change. Thank you. I was just getting there. And you're concerned about sexism and racism and all of the important issues facing our country. But if you are concerned about any and all of those issues, you must be concerned about the non-sexy issue of campaign finance. Doesn't sound like it's important, but it is. And this is why. And this is why. I hope very much that what I try to do in my campaign is to move us toward a revitalization of American democracy. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is democracy is not a spectator sport. All right? People fought and died so that you can help determine the future of this country. And if you sit it out, you are being extremely unpatriotic. What I want to see and why Citizens United is so important, I hope that in the coming years, people in this room will be thinking